Hi, my name is Tyler Hood. I am 28 years old. I bought my home in Falls Church, Virginia. I bought a condo in Falls Church, Virginia.
And when did you buy your condo?
Oh gosh, in 2018, October of 2018.
Okay, and when did you start your renovations?
I started my renovations technically in October, but full-blown in April of 2019.
Okay, so you had lived in it for a little bit and then decided to renovate.
Yes.
What made you want to renovate in the first place?
It was kind of not what I wanted it to be when I first bought it. I knew that I was going to renovate it. It was really old. It actually smelled like smoke and other pets. So that had to go because I am very sensitive to smell. Other than that, it was time for this place to be redone because it hadn't been redone since like 83, probably since they bought the place or built the place.
And I know we were here like in fall when you first started your renovations, and we're back and you're done.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel good. It's not completely done because I still have some decorating to do, but it feels really good to be in a completed home, in a space where I feel comfortable and safe and just, I can relax after work, after traveling so much. So I feel really good about it.
Can you give us a rundown of the major things that you renovated and changed?
The whole thing. So major things, I think the things that probably cost the most money would have been the kitchen and the bathroom. The kitchen definitely needed an upgrade. It was really closed in. So that was the one thing that I really wanted to get done if I couldn't get the rest of it done. But those are the two big things.
And did that involve like knocking down walls, plumbing, electricity, or was it just like a new paint of code and like some backsplash?
No. So definitely knocked down a wall in the kitchen. There used to be a door there, so I'll show you when we go through. But there was a door that closed off the kitchen, and then there was a little bit of space between where one of the columns for the building sits and another wall. So we kind of cut back on that wall just a little bit and to create more space in the living room. There was doors knocked down in the bathroom. Walls knocked down in the bathroom for the closet, instead of having a vanity space or an open space in the closet with a sink, kind of like those ugly hotels with two sinks and a shower. That was knocked out, and another wall was put up to enclose the closet and make it a little bit bigger.
Now, did you map out which things you want to knock down, or did you have like an architect, or was that a part of your contractor's job? Like, are contractors responsible for mapping out what should be renovated?
So I was very different. I did my whole thing myself. So, to my knowledge, contractors or a designer would do that for you, where they would map out what it would look like, how it would look, if anything needed to be completely changed. So if walls were knocked down, they would draw it out for you, and then place pictures about like what the actual design would look like. But I drew out my vision. I knew where I wanted things placed. Some things were changed like while I was working on it, because of, obstructions or water lines or whatever. But for the most part, I knew, or I had an idea of what I wanted it to look like. So I drew it out myself. I came up with the theme, I guess, of the house, or a condo, and then went from there.
So what's your theme?
So it started out with like glam, but with a bohemian type of feel. So I really wanted that down to earth feeling, but I still wanted it to be really crisp, really modern, yet relaxing.
Okay, got you. What would you say was the most difficult part of renovating your condo?
The whole thing. That's a really good question. Probably just the process of learning how to do everything. It took a while to figure out how electricity works, how water lines and all that other stuff works. And of course, like I wasn't just doing it by myself. As I said before, I was doing it with my godparents. Mm-hmm. So they had all the knowledge. But I mean, it's very labor intensive. So if you're not up for that, don't ever do it. But kind of the process of learning how to knock down a wall, put a wall back up, the things that go inside of the wall, and which is the thing that takes the most time. Mm-hmm. The stuff behind the wall, like you never really know what's inside a wall until you knock it down and then see all the piping and electric work that's behind it. So
were you actually knocking down walls, like
yeah.
hammer in hand?
Yes. Yes, I was.
So I'm sure you learned a lot. Like you could probably go build a home.
Yeah, probably. I don't think I would, but I got up one morning last year, actually the morning my dad passed, and before I left, I took a hammer to the wall, my fist, and my leg, my foot, everything. I knocked down the entire closet before I left to go home. Wow. So yeah, I mean it's helpful when it comes to stress if you need to knock something down. But I mean it was fairly easy. Like as long as you're not hitting electric lines or water lines, you're fine. So watch out for that. But knocking down the wall is easy. Putting it back up is hard.
Mm-hmm. From a financial perspective, was this a difficult process to finance?
Yes and no. So I paid cash, like out of pocket. I didn't want to take out a loan. I know some people use the
renovation loan.
Yeah. And so I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to add more money to my mortgage. So I decided I was going to pay for it out of pocket as I went along. Luckily, I had enough time and, make enough to be able to do that. Mm-hmm. So that process wasn't as hard for me. I think the most part was budgeting for it the right way. Because, it's easy to spend a whole lot of money, especially when you have friends who are traveling often. And, you want to go places and do other things, but you kind of have to put things into perspective. Other than that, I mean, I was, like I said, able to still pay for my mortgage and still do some things here or there. But for the most part, the hardest part was budgeting for me.
Let's be clear, you're really good at saying no, so I'm proud of you. You definitely have turned me down a couple of times on a couple of things.
I had to learn how.
Look around.
Yeah.
It's all worth it.
It is.
Were you never concerned about going over budget? Like budgeting for this being this amount, and then when you get to the store, it's actually costing you way more? Like, that was never a concern?
Yeah. Actually, so funny thing, like when I first started knocking down the walls, I thought that drywall was not going to cost me that much. And I think we went to the store. I was thinking maybe around $200 for everything that I needed. I think we ended up spending around $300 or $400, mm-hmm. maybe even closer to $500. Mm-hmm. And I just wasn't expecting it at the time because I wasn't putting enough money away to make sure that I had, everything I needed to take care of. And then even with my granite, that was a little more than what I expected it to be because I wasn't expecting to like the particular piece of granite that I like.
The nicest one.
Exactly. But I mean, it went so well with what I already had in my kitchen. So it was a no-brainer for me. Well, I was worried about it just a little bit. But like I said, I was trying to make sure that I budgeted out for it. So I'll probably still be paying for my granite and a few other things over the next year, or less really. But I wasn't super concerned about not having the money that I needed because I had the I guess cash or capital that I needed.
Girl, if you had, and I don't know if you're comfortable saying, and if not, we can cut this out. If you had to put a price tag on how much this costs, what would that figure be? Just to give people a perspective.
Somewhere probably between 25 to 30 grand.
Wow. And you paid that out of pocket?
Yeah.
Sis, what type of drug deal are you doing on the side? What?
I wish. I really do wish.
That's amazing, Tyler.
No, I mean, luckily I have a mother who helps me. And I was, blessed. Again, it was kind of weird, and it's weird saying this, but one of the things that my mom always says is like my dad's last gift to me was helping me with my house. Mm-hmm. So by him passing, like, we were able to still have enough money to help take care, or she was able to have enough money to help me take care of this. So thank you, Mom. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you, Dad. But yeah, so I wasn't, like I said, super worried about it. There were times where I panicked and I called her, and she was just like, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Just, take a breath. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I have family who more than willing to help, and like I said, my mother's my saving grace.
Looking back on everything, all of the stress, how long it took, the budgeting, do you think it was worth buying a home that you had to renovate, or would you, if you had to do it all over again, would you buy like a not move-in ready, but like a already renovated new construction type of situation?
I would do it again. I love the fact that I am in a space that I created. Mm-hmm. I even think about it now to the point like where, people have told me to rent it out, or, like, when are you selling it? I'm just like, I put so much time and energy and stress and tears and blood into this place that I'm not at the point of being ready to leave.
Right.
So just the amount of time and effort it took to do all of that, like, granted, it was really, really hard. And there was no time where I went without being a little stressed out from week to week. But just being in this space and like looking at everything that I picked out the color, I picked out the granite, I picked out the lighting, I picked out the stuff behind the walls, the copper, everything that keeps it running. Just that have that satisfaction of knowing that it is mine and totally mine. It makes me feel good. So yeah, I would do it again.
Okay. And for those people who are watching this, you know what I'm saying, and they're like, I want to renovate, what advice would you give them, and where should they start? Like, where do you even start in this process?
Oh gosh. Well, first, start by finding a place that you think has some potential. Granted, you will need a little history on the place. I went with the condo because I think it was a little easier. Not as many rooms to renovate, or as many things to worry about. But if you are looking at townhomes or other houses, you have to take into consideration the surrounding homes, what type of district or places and all that good stuff. So start there. And I think as far as advice goes, I would say be ready. Prepare yourself as much as possible. It's no easy feat, especially if you're doing it by yourself. If you have contractors, then it's probably a little bit easier, and timelines are much faster than what it took me to finish mine. But just take your time with it. Don't be overly stressed about it. Take your time to budget out, or envision what you want it to look like, draw it out. Especially if you're doing it by yourself, take the time to really draw it out and visualize what you want it to look like.
And so what else do you want to do? Because when we were here last time, it did not look like this. So what else is on your to-do list in getting your place to be a home?
First things first, a wine fridge.
Ooh, that's important.
So, no, I have a lot to do. I have a lot of decorating to do. I need like a media center, a bookshelf. I'm still in the process of drawing out and finding someone to build for me. Definitely need to still decorate my room. My room is not finished, at least to my standard. And then there's a space in the closet that is not finished just yet. I want it to be like a kind of like a jewelry space, if that makes any sense. So I need to put drawers in there and a mirror and all my jewelry and stuff. So it's not completed just yet, but it is livable finally. So as far as decorating goes, I think that's just an ongoing process. I don't know too many people who always or who are like completely finished with decorating their homes.
It's always something. And my last question is, now that you have put in all of this work into your condo, do you now go get it appraised and figure out what your new property value is, and then like refinance for a lower mortgage rate? Like, what happens now?
Honestly, I don't know. I do need to get it appraised. I haven't talked to my realtor just yet, or a realtor just yet, or anybody at all. I wanted to kind of take the time to get moved in, get settled. Then I'll have somebody come out to do the appraisal. I do think I may get it refinanced, especially now since rates are lower. Other than that, right now I just want to live in it.
Enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yes.
Well, let's go check out some of the changes you made.
Okay, let's go.
Right. Okay, so we are standing in your kitchen, and last time we were here, it was a lot of dust and just noise, and oh my gosh, this is a whole different vibe. So walk us through some of the changes you made.
So of course the backsplash, which is my favorite.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Everything went, so literally the kitchen was gutted out. I did the range, so over here was the sink first, so it was real kind of closed off.
Wait, the sink was where the stove is?
Yes, the sink was where the stove is.
Wow.
Hence the pot filler.
Oh, okay.
So from here I can fill things.
Look at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk it,
Real fancy. I love it.
So we took that whole thing out and put the range here and moved. So the washer and dryer was over here. So we moved the sink over here, and washer and dryer is now in the bathroom. Of course, the granite, the cabinets, everything in here is brand new.
So you had to buy these appliances?
Yes, I bought them.
Are they not like thousands and thousands of dollars?
Surprisingly, no.
Okay.
I got the range, I think, for less than $100. So my whole thing was like fine bargains. This fridge was only $600. It looks like it's,
Girl, this is the
up
same
there.
fridge I got. Good luck.
The stove, I think, was somewhere in the market of like $1,000 to $2,000.
Okay.
But I was like, scratch and dent is good enough for me.
Do you go to Home Depot to buy appliances? Do you go on Amazon?
Don't ever go to Home Depot to buy appliances.
Okay.
Home Depot is good, don't get me wrong, but they don't have the lowest prices. I went to Lowe's for my dishwasher and my stove because they had exactly what I was looking for. My fridge is Frigidaire, and I wanted to stick with the Frigidaire family. Other than that, I went on OfferUp and Let Go. So I got my microwave off of OfferUp, and the guy only was like selling it for $200.
Okay.
Dishwasher is brand new, stove is brand new, fridge is from OfferUp as well.
Nice.
The sink came with the granite. So and Amazon. I got a lot of stuff off of Amazon. So one of the big things about my kitchen is that my water heater is electric. And it's very small, and it's in this cabinet here, and it fits in the cabinet.
Wow.
For the winter months, it's a little. It doesn't get as hot as I would like it to be, at least not for the shower. The sink or both sinks, so the kitchen sink and the bathroom, are at 140 degrees.
And it's in your cabinet.
Oh yeah, you want to see it?
Yes. I think you showed us last time, but
sorry, there's a mess down here.
So
but
this is some real high tech stuff. Because my water heater is this big chunky thing in like a storage cabinet.
Yeah, and that's what it was at first. It was a really big chunky thing in the pantry that was right here. So the pantry was here. It went all the way up to the ceiling.
Wow.
And of course that leaves no space here. And I like to cook, so I like to be able to move around and kind of spread out in the kitchen. So having that water heater here was like terrible. It's no space. Yeah. So I found the water heater that works, and it literally everything is heated. So, and if it's not like scalding hot, how I like my water, it's hot enough.
I had a comment, but I'm gonna digress. This is beautiful, Tyler. Honestly, I'm taking it away.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, your bathroom is amazing.
Thank you.
Is this a whole new bathroom?
Yes.
When you moved in?
Entirely. There was a door here.
Wow.
At first, like right in front of me. So literally toilet, door. The sink was here, shower was here. These 3 things did not move. But I did knock it out because there was a vanity here with another sink, and another mirror. So it was like right outside the door to the bathroom. Okay. Closet was off to this side. So yeah, this bathroom is completely new.
Where did you get all of your features from? Like your shower head, the faucet, like the lighting. Did you buy all that together? Because it looks like a package deal.
It looks that way, doesn't it? The shower I bought from this place called Express Glass. And glass companies can do the handles and the stuff the same for you. So when they did this particular handle, or when I saw this handle in the catalog that they had, I decided to go with the round, and then I looked on Amazon for the round handles for the cabinet pulls. So I kind of put everything together, and if you look really, 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 really closely, you can tell that they are not exactly the same, but everything still is very matte black look. It's still round at the top, so it's still it looks the same.
Cohesive. You did great.
Thank you.
And I love that wallpaper.
Oh, thank you.
I know we were talking on camera about how wallpaper works, but was that difficult? Because you got to buy them in segments and like align them, right?
Yeah. So you can buy a roll of wallpaper, and then you have to align the pattern together. So it takes a little bit of time, and you have to make sure that you measure the wall. And usually when you buy wallpaper, they'll tell you what the repeating pattern is. So you have to figure out how much it is to make sure that the pattern repeats on the wall the right way. So if you look at the wallpaper, these don't necessarily align the same. So like part of it probably stops here. So it'll start here, stop here, and then you have to go repeat it from there. So it takes a little bit of time. It's a little time consuming, but it's worth it, obviously.
And your doors are the ones that roll.
Yeah, they're pocket doors.
Pocket doors.
Yeah,
they're so cute.
Pocket doors. Thank you.
I love this.
No, I wanted pocket doors to save on space. So I'm not opening and closing doors. So I have enough space in the bathroom to go in and out freely, and then enough space in the kitchen or the walkway area to go in and out, and it's not obstructing anything.
And is that like a smart mirror or something?
It is not a smart mirror, technically. It is hooked up to a smart switch, but it is not a smart mirror. I didn't want all of that. I know that sounds a little weird because everything else in here is hooked up to Amazon Echo or whatever. But no, I did see the mirror where it's you can have all your no. That's I'm already connected enough.
That's a lot. Okay, I love this.
Thank you.
Anything else you want to mention about the bathroom?
So the washer and dryer, like I said, was moved in here from the kitchen. It's a brand new washer and dryer. I got that off OfferUp as well. But in order to put the washer and dryer in here, we had to reroute some of the, the plumbing, the electric, and the ventilation to make sure that there was a fan that pushed all the dirt and lint out through the ventilation system the same way that it does in other homes. So that was a lot of work, but it is well worth it because I'm not washing clothes in my kitchen.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so we are in your bedroom.
Yes.
So I know you mentioned that you lowered the ceiling. What does that mean?
Yeah. So basically, we dropped the ceiling to put the light or put light fixtures in. So we put up. It's technically called a floating ceiling, but we put up beams or what are they called? Studs to drop the ceiling slightly in order to put drywall on it in order to mount whatever light fixtures up there. So it really just means that you're doing a lot of extra work. If you have concrete ceilings, it is one of the only ways to put lighting inside of the home.
Got you. I feel like I've heard people say they dropped the ceiling before and had no idea what that meant.
Okay. That's all it is. You put studs up there, put the drywall up there, it's dropped.
How different was this? Like, what did you do in totality?
In my bedroom? Really, it was just the wall to the bathroom that was knocked down and rebuilt, and then dropped the ceiling. I didn't want to do a whole lot in my bedroom because I want my bedroom to be my space. So I'm going to eventually decorate it. Like, it looks really spacious in here right now. So I'm probably going to get a new desk, definitely a new bed frame. But other than that, like, I didn't want to touch this room too much because I didn't really know what else to put in it, besides flooring and a new light fixture.
Can you show us your cool bed?
Yes, I'll show you my bed.
It does tricks.
So, I spent a little extra.
A little extra.
And it, the head goes up and the feet go up. I don't want to, my pillow's going to fly everywhere.
Do you do this at night?
Yes, I sit up at night in my bed.
Wow.
Especially if I'm reading. So, like, right now I'm reading The Power of Now. But while doing that, while I'm reading, I can sit up at a 90-degree angle to read. And then last night my feet were hurting really bad, so I had to put my feet up because I know, fluid retention is real.
This just gives whole new meaning to let me kick my feet up.
Yeah, honestly it does. Like, it's really I don't know, I like it. Oh, and it massages too.
Wow.
Yeah, so
ballin'.
It's really nice.
So this has been Tyler Hood's rendition of
MTV Cribs,
Miss Young Homeowner Cribs. Thank you for showing us your home. We're so proud of you, and we hope that you're proud of yourself.
Thank you.
From where you started to where you're at now.
I am so happy to be here.
Thank you.
All right.